Yu-Gi-Oh! 101 card review. Hit a review a card coming in Clash of Rebellions, April 25th, OCG, August 7th, TCG. What we're looking at here is Igknight Avenger. It is a Fire Warrior effect monster, level 7, attack 2700. Excuse me, 2600, defense 1800. Description: you can target three Igknight cards you control. Destroy them. If you do, special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can target one other Igknight monster you control. Return it to the hand, and if you do, place one spell trap card your opponent controls on the bottom of the deck. So this one bounces spells and traps to the bottom of the build uh, of your opponent. So finally, we got an Igknight that isn't a pendulum, but it does something else besides destroy pendulum other Igknights and search out other Igknights from the deck in a graveyard. So that's good, but it still doesn't make sense out of what the pendulum monsters do. Nevertheless, it is a warrior, so again, Magnum Shield, Spiritual Art Kurenai, that'll work pretty good. Its effects are ignition, so it's like you only be able to use them once. Um, well, excuse me, well, when the well, at least you only be able to like special summon ideally like one at a time, but once per turn, you'll be able to bounce an Igknight from your hand, which shouldn't be a problem considering that it does use the pendulum summoning method. So it's not like you won't be able to just get more Ignites, and it kind of makes sense out of the whole thing now. Why the Ignites why uh, the pendulum Ignites destroy themselves in order to search out other Ignites from the graveyard or the deck. At least that way you're putting yourself in a position where you'll always have at least one other Ignite on the field. So that's the thing that was concerning me, like with the pendulum monsters uh, of the archetype, is that they were just destroying themselves just for searches, and it was like meaningless at the end of the day. Because all you're doing was just searching. Like I was saying before, I hope that it led towards something, and it looks like you'll be able to bounce your opponent's spells and traps back to the bottom of the deck. So that's good. Um, Crazy thing is, you probably wouldn't even need. Well, no, I take that back, because the highest scale number on a Ignite pendulum is 7. So you wouldn't be able to pendulum summon this thing unless you use like another pendulum monster with a higher scale. But I don't think there is one yet. That would work in an Ignite build. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is one yet. But yeah, man, this is it. So good card, good for bouncing out those troublesome spells and traps that your opponent has that are face down. Even if they activate it, it'll be too late, cause I don't even think it will work. You know, it's activated on ignition, so I think it would still bounce even if they chain like skill drain. Well, I don't think it would. Now I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I'm thinking of something else. So yeah, man. Ideally, it'll just take those troublesome cards off the field. So if your opponent, I don't know, has one, well, if you have multiple Avengers on the field, you'll be able to bounce other troublesome cards off the field. Say if they use Fiendish Chain on like one of your Avengers, you'll be able to use another one to bounce um, that card off the field and off of your monster. If they have cards like, I don't know, like a field spell card, a Messenger of Peace, or even a or like even like another Pendulum monster, because they count as spell cards while on the field, so you'll be able to bounce them back um to your opponent's deck. So that's something to be noted. Other than that, spiritual art Kurenai can be used to inflict, to inflict 2,600 damage to your opponent's life points. So that's good. I mean, and thinking about it, you don't necessarily have to, target 3 Ignites to get and destroy them, in order to special summon this card from your hand. Like, you don't have to special summon it. I mean, you can possibly uh, pendulum summon a monster, and then maybe if you're running like a Fire Monarch, I can't remember the name. I think it's Thanatos. Excuse me if I got the name wrong, but you'll be able to use Thanatos with it, uh, as well as like the Mega Monarch. So that could be something. So yeah, a link to this card is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out, and I'll see you for the next card review. Peace.